I brought two resistance bands up with me. I have a slightly thicker, slightly thinner. So mainly going to be using the thinner band. If you've only got the opportunity to take one band wherever you go, I suggest that you take a medium strength. That might be a little bit too much. However, there is one exercise that I'm going to be using it for, and that's going to be for the shoulder press. So hence why the thicker band. So I'm going to start off this morning, because those press ups didn't really count. So I'm going to start off with just some nice bicep, the equivalent to a bicep curl. However, time under tension's a real thing. So what I enjoy doing, and I've had the most results with actually, is building in time under tension, where, so even with curling, whatever you're doing in the gym, you're holding the weight in a fixed position until you can't really hold it much longer, or until you've got such a really nice pump, and then you can take it down slowly and back up again. So I like to divide this up into parts. I might do a good 10 reps, full range of motion, and then I'll use the bottom half, taking it to the center, and then the center up to the top. And during these motions there is where I like to hold it and get as much good quality time under tension as I can. So just stepping into the band here. So let's start getting warm. So that feels quite nice. And now and again I'll just turn as well a little bit slightly, so you can see exactly what kind of motion that I've got here. So, and you can change the amount of resistance that you personally would like from the band just by widening your stance. Depends obviously how long your legs are. My legs aren't really that long, so as I mentioned in my last video, I think it was, when you come to the top, you can twist your palms outwards, and you can really see that peak. So in and out makes a big difference. So you can really train your whole muscle with this. This is one of two exercises that I'm going to do for the biceps. Okay, so now I'll just widen my stance a little bit down the bottom here, and I'm just going to take it to the center, and I'm going to hold it there, which feels really nice. It's starting to lighten up over there a little bit, so I'm hoping any time now we'll start seeing the sun popping up. It feels good. And I'll just shake it a little bit at the bottom. Now I want to come up to the top and go back down to the center. That's going to be that range of motion now. So the top, and squeeze, always squeeze. Down to halfway. Back up again. Might be able to start seeing how my arms, the bicep, is starting to look as if it's filling with blood a little bit. And shake that off. Feels really nice. Feels really nice. This area, Los Cajoras, very, very well known for its gorges and its waterfalls and rocky mountain features. So within the mountains there's very sharp features. And we spent 4 hours yesterday walking around these hills and checking out the gorges, and took a nice swim in a lovely part of the very fast flowing stream at the moment. So beautiful day yesterday. So that was the first one, and what we're going to do now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat that. I'm already feeling warm, and I'm feeling as if I'm doing something positive for myself. So I haven't had any breakfast yet. All I've done is get out of bed, drink my water, pack my little things together and come out here. So I'll widen my stance. Nice to start straight armed. If you notice, gymnasts have a slightly different technique than bodybuilders. However, their arm size can be dramatic. And a lot of that, especially the biceps, and a lot of that comes from straight arm training. So when they have the iron cross, which is a hold all time under tensions, maybe we can take a leaf or two out of their book. So straight arm, always a nice way to start the exercise. And before you actually start raising the band, just feel it stretch. Nice. Okay, so we're going to go, let's do a few just full range. Remember, always try and keep a relaxed face as much as you possibly can. Obviously, if you're in the gym squatting 200 kilos, you're allowed to squeeze your face a bit. But doing these kind of things, there's no pressure. If it's a little bit too much, you just reduce the width at the bottom. It's not a competition. You're not competing against other people. You're just enjoying it for yourself, making the most of what you can do. And it's very satisfying. Okay, that was the full range. I'm just going to go to the center. And then I'll do center to the top. So if the muscle groups of the arm, for myself, triceps is a much more powerful. It takes up more of the arm than the bicep does. So when I'm training, I like to train the bicep first before the tricep, so that I've used my energy for that, and then can concentrate on the larger part of the arm, which a lot of people don't do. When you think about arms and how to get your arm size up, a lot of people just think biceps. But the tricep takes up so much more of that arm space. And then you also have in between here the brachialis muscle, which I'm also going to touch on with this band, and we'll do that at the end. What that does when you train that is it pushes out the different segments of your arm, and it can actually widen it for you. It's a good part of the arm to make sure you don't slack up on. Now moving on to the triceps. This has always been one of my favourite exercises when you're lacking the equipment. You can even do this in the gym, it's so good. And you can change the range and the area of which you're wanting to hit on the triceps by adjusting the width of your hands. So by bringing your hands behind you, even touching them, and then working from the bench or from the chair in this manner here, you're really putting some serious pressure down onto your triceps to get a good shape. And I always like to start the exercise closer together, and then as I'm starting to exhaust myself, then I can come out slightly. Oh, that's nice. Start off with full range of motion, so as to feel the different parts of the tricep. And then you can start building in some shorties. Just maybe do the bottom part of this movement. Take her up to the top, maybe the top part of the movement. Very nice. And let's just do a few full range. Oh, squeeze at the top. So really starting to feel that muscle taking it all on board. Nice. Okay, this is part 2 of the same exercise. I'm only going to do 2 of this particular exercise. I find it's enough because I'm going to throw in some, if you watch my other videos, I can't stop doing them, the triangle diamond push-ups, close grip. I find them to work extremely well. Now this is one of those exercises that you can grease the groove with. So greasing the groove, if you're not yet aware of that, is where you try and stay on top of your pump throughout the day. So you're not just training once, you're training multiple times in the day. And there are different exercises that you can do depending upon where you are, etc. So having a chair is always opening that opportunity up for yourself to be able to do this exercise throughout the day. So that before you go to lunch, or an hour after you come back from lunch, you can do this exercise and you get an instant feeling as if you've done something down the gym again. Oh, that's nice. Now it's starting to burn. It's a very intense exercise and it's all mind-body connection as well. So you're thinking about what it is that you're doing. You can feel it better. Diamond close grip push-ups. Back straight. Feel that now. Push yourself slightly forward, backwards. Round 2 of those. Maybe another 5. I'm only going to do 2 rounds of that diamond push-up. However, what I sometimes do is, looks like push-ups, but what you're actually doing is coming down, trying to bring your elbows alongside you. And one thing I just want to mention is that doing my last video as well, my form doing the handstands I wasn't straight, I was bent like a banana. Didn't look very nice. However, I don't think it matters too much. I think the main thing is that you get the results from those exercises that you do. And the longer you do calisthenics, the longer you do these kind of exercises, the better and more disciplined you're going to get. So hopefully within the next year or so, my handstand and my handstand push-ups, what have you, are going to become a lot straighter. But I'm getting results that I want from it. So if you're only doing it for yourself and you're not going for handstand competitions, then who really cares? You're maximising the results. So I'm going to do a set of these, which I really like. So bring the elbows down and then use your arms to push you back up again. And you can lean forward a bit or take yourself backwards. And then you can do some shorties. Feels really, really nice. And hold it there at the bottom as well. Excellent. So already we've done 2 nice exercises for the triceps. We've done 1 exercise for the biceps, which is the curling with the band. This is referring back to what I was saying about the gymnasts and time under tension. Now, for a lot of people, even those who've been doing calisthenics for a long time, a planche is something that is very desirable to be able to do. However, if you can't do the planche, you can still get benefits from carrying out the motions of a planche. So, especially nice when you've got blood flowing in your arms. The idea is to put your hands so that they're facing backwards. And already you can feel a lovely stretch along the whole top of your arm, all the way from the top of the biceps down to the bottom, the elbow area. So take your knees off the ground. Just stay in this pose here for 10-15 seconds. And when you feel secure and you got your balance, you can move forward a little bit, and it stretches the arms even more, so you can move forward. And then you can lift your hips a little bit, drift forward, don't overdo it, and you can just feel that blood. This is time under tension. Now the gymnasts do a lot of straight arm training, and that's how they end up with such big biceps. So I thought I'll give that a go. So if I turn around slightly, you might be able to see that I'm getting a good stretch. So palms down. See if I can keep my back straight without my ass sticking up too far. And then just walk yourself forward a little bit. Fantastic stretch. Just change around here. Lovely. Right, now I was thinking do some shoulders. This is where the thicker band comes into play. You got to work it out how best you can do it for yourself, either in the kneeling position, depending upon what strength the bands you've got. It can be a little bit awkward to get into your starting position. However, I think I'm going to sit down on this bench. I'm going to put my my feet quite close together. And I'm going to take the bands from underneath here and then work my elbows in. Seems to work for me most of the time. Feet together, and then I can lift it up. I think that's feeling quite nice. So yeah, that's quite nice. So you can bring it down, front of your face, down to the top of the chest. No need to do it too fast. There's a nice stretch as soon as you get to this point here. Can really milk that out a little bit. I'm starting to feel it now. And I'm going to do some shorties at the top. And come down and feel that stretch. I can feel my triceps as well, nicely pumped. That's nice. Give it a minute or so and then I'll come back to that one. But I'm starting to feel good now. Starting to feel as if I might not need to go to the gym later on. Lots of turkeys around here as well. Okay, shoulder part 2. Feels good, and some little ones at the top. Oh, very nice. And I like to just surprise myself sometimes, which is easy for me to do, I suppose. Dropping down and just doing 50. Not sure if that was 50 or 40, so I better do another 10. Lovely. Mentioned in my last video that one of my goals now for the upcoming few months is to get my abs intercostals all nice and tight. And things are coming on quite nice. I'm quite happy with the progress that I am starting to make. So I'm just going to do a few basic stomach exercises just to round off this little morning ritual stroke workout. And I will be repeating quite a lot of this throughout the day as well. So I'm going to start off it's nice and controlled leg raises. Now you'll certainly find that the first few of these will be easy. But then very quickly you start feeling a burn. And you can just hold them. Really start feeling it along your abdominals. Doesn't look much necessarily, this little exercise, but it's about how much you squeeze your stomach whilst you're doing it. Now I'm starting to feel that my stomach muscles are engaged. Nice. Very satisfying. So thank you for joining me this morning. Time's now 10 to 8, and I'm going to go and have my first cup of coffee for the day. And I think today started off very nicely. Shame the sun didn't pop up above the mountain though, but never mind. So hope your day goes well. Enjoy yourselves, and hope to see you soon.